Hey guys, this is Vincent Tseng, the Wandering Warrior. Now, on the topic of Cháng Quán, long fist or long boxing, I wanted to illustrate a few points that people don't normally bring up. A lot of times people will go through a whole plethora of different cool techniques. They could be takedowns, they could be throws, they could be punches, ways to grab, things like that. But, kicks, punches, throws, locks, those are all techniques. However, it doesn't get into the tactics and it doesn't get into the essential fighting movement theory, the combat language of movement that long fist consists of. So today I'm going to give you guys a glimpse of what some of that stuff is, and I hope you guys enjoy. Alright guys, forgive the audio quality, I don't have a mic yet, and it's a busy day in the city. Nevertheless, here's some good stuff. I'm just going to scratch the surface with this video, but I think you'll like it. As I approach, I see his center line is over here. It's the center line.
This line is closed.
This line is closed off. Okay. We have an opening here. This is kind of harder to access without if we're only using this, right?
But yes, you can kick.
So here, by the time I arrived to the critical distance where I could get attacked by his longest weapon, in this case kicking, I need to be aware of his openings. Where is he providing a frame? Where is he providing coverage? And where are there openings that can start to exploit? I also need to keep in mind his center line. And that's something that we're going to dive into even more in a few minutes. But for now, let's pay attention to where are the openings. So essentially my openings without changing position here are I can angle a little and throw one over here, bang, right? Or I can angle a little and, right? That's what I'm working with. If I want to deal with this guy, I might have to give him something to respond to first. So as I approach this distance, right, this is where you can kick, bang. So as I approach this distance here, I need to throw something. If I want to come on this side, I might have to throw a split, right? As I come in, bang. Okay, now I have options.
You have a bridge.
Right? I have a bridge and I'm forming a wedge towards him. Okay guys, this is super critical. In most of the Chinese boxing arts, the traditional pugilism of the Chinese, forming that wedge, forming that chisel to gouge away at their center line, whether it's the arms and legs that come in between or directly through their center, to strike, to pummel them, to knock them down, to throw them. This is a central theme. So you'll see that no matter what frame, jia, that I take, creating that wedge into their center is critical. So now I can pull, you can lean back, that's okay, but that gives me openings. I can pull up, blast through, right? If I pull, come over, he leans back, that's okay too, because then I can pull and look. But if I don't do that, if I don't recognize my range and I don't take care of that, I still try to come to that side. As I come in, oh, terrible. However, if I am going to come in and I have judged this situation correctly, I see that this line is covered. This line is not covered. It's a powerful punch waiting to happen, but it's not covered. And I can come in, bang, right? Force him to move. I can come in, boom, and then come in, right? This side, then this side. Or if I want to come this way, then I need to clear that line somehow. So again, one of our ways is splitting, bang. Now I can choose to do something there. When we're already in fighting distance, and for whatever reason neither of us wants to leave, we both think we have an advantage we can pull it, right? If I don't create this wedge, right? If I don't create this wedge, and again, this goes across the board. I could be doing tights or Wing Chun. So some of you guys know and some of you guys don't. I come from a background of mantis boxing, Tang Lang Quan, and that includes both Ba Bu, 8-step, as well as Qi Xing, 7-star. And because of that background, I also did a fair amount of Cháng Quán, long fist, based striking and throwing. But on top of that, I've started within the past couple of years getting into Taizokun, Taizu Quan, or great ancestor boxing, or emperor's fist, emperor's boxing, right? And that's a southern style from Fujian, originally from Quanzhou, Fujian, and it was brought to Taiwan, where I began to immerse in that. So you'll notice that even though the Taizu frame it is closer to things like Crane or Five Ancestors or Wing Chun, it too forms a wedge driving down the center line. And this is an important part of understanding fighting as a whole, but specifically the theory of Chinese boxing and the various strategic doctrines.
And creating a wedge here, like we're doing long fist, creating this longer, extended wedge, narrower but more extended, like somebody.
Inside or outside, it's the same thing, right? If I'm here, I have a strong wedge where my triangle points in a different direction than your triangle, right? So if you're here and my triangle is pointed to your center and yours is not to my center,
You're winning.
I'm winning.
Yep.
If we're here, we're even.
Yes. And if we're even, I need to change the relationship. So either right, left, right? Again, like what you just did, we're here, or I'm here, or up and down, right? So this is where we see stuff like, okay,
Our triangle
comes this.
here.
So if I angle ever so slightly with my body,
You can get underneath my strong.
exactly, right? So in this case, with an angled body, I can.
In case you guys didn't quite catch what me and my martial arts brother, Tarek Al-Sagaf, were just discussing, we're talking about the wedge and how if you get off center and drive down their center, they will not be able to effectively get to you while you're able to continue to get to them. Now, if you are even, where both people's frames are pitted against each other's centers, you have to change the quality of that relationship. Now, what we were doing before was going right or left, right to the sides, but you can also go up and down and drive your wedge in that way with a slight tilt of the body, for example.
Boom, come in, boom. Hey, I'm using long fist.
Right. And
And
right
I-
here, if you throw a punch into my guard, this is strong, right? I am strong here. You can hit me as hard as you want. It's not going to matter. But I'm guarding in this direction.
Exactly.
This direction, I can somewhat block it, right? But you might still get through. I probably have to move.
But if I dip, change the structure, right? Then it becomes.
And even if I move, I'm at a disadvantage. I really have to clear.
The point being, I caused him to move, not he allowed me to move and screw myself, right? So a lot of long fists can actually be boiled down to understanding where that distance is, understanding where their triangle is, as far as their ability to project force, right? And really making use of this bladed frame to create these long, fully extended.
Now, the long fist or Cháng Quán, jia, or frame, is quite simple in terms of how we use it to project power as we throw ourselves forward through space, like as you do with a lunge or with running, for example, a very natural human mechanic. We start to turn at the waist, turn the shoulders, fling the arm out, and as that foot lands with that falling step energy, bang, right, we clench. And by using these flat punches, right, these corkscrewing flat punches, we're maximizing both our ability to drive that wedge down as well as knock the person out if we hit them in the jaw well enough. Now, there's another aspect to this. Long fist, Cháng Quán, tends to emphasize an upright posture while we do this. While this does not completely maximize our reach, we could lean. By staying relatively upright, we make ourselves more balanced and more able to continue attacking as well as deal with angle changes that are being done to us.
Punches while maintaining your posture and structure so that you don't completely lose your balance or bias your body so far that you lose your options. From here, I can back, right? I can still move and wrestle.
Take a moment to look at that again, but this time consider the wedge I'm forming down their center line as I change angles, shifting using Cháng Quán style footwork. I'm not even getting into the wrestling aspects of it, but if you assume you punch, form a bridge, grab, hit again, every time you do that, you are grabbing them, pulling them to your waist, and not only unbalancing them, but causing them to cross themselves up. And this lends itself very well to finishing with throws, sweeps, and takedowns.
Kick. But
So what if I do that? Many risks are being taken here. So as I throw that giant overhand punch and lean in while I am definitely crossing that distance and throwing power into my shot, I am losing my ability to stay balanced and quickly adjust and maintain that wedge down their center line. I'm also creating a giant opening that is very hard for me to defend. That said, it can work, and if you go all in on the right shot, you could definitely knock the guy out, knock him down, and do nasty things to finish him off.
I may have got my punch in. I may have crossed that distance. I may have gotten that punch in. But now I don't have those options, right? Whereas if I'm here and you kick out, right? Boom. I still maintain my triangle towards your side. And
as always, if you guys like this kind of content, please like, share, subscribe, and hit that bell icon, and consider being a patron of mine on Patreon. I appreciate it.
So, if I'm here, his position is like this. This side is covered. If I just step in and go this way, I commit suicide. Okay? If I approach here, okay, that's something. Now he has to respond, right? So he responds to that. All right. If I don't press any advantage, bang. But if I drive through with my frame, right? We're here. I drive with my frame, then I have something I can do. So in that instance, we are even. You decided I'll take the better time, or I take the better time. But he can also change the relationship. So let's say I'm taking that, right? And you come in and you attack. I parry. But you can change the relationship of where you angle to, right? Bang. Now he's going the other way. He's still driving in on this with this sort of chisel, this wedge. But he's just choosing the other vector, the other side of that triangle, right?
Right, and on a more advanced level, right, what that looks like is I get you to commit to this,
right? And so if I flag hand this way, and as he responds, boom. Same idea, guys. Anyways.
If you guys like this kind of stuff and want more breakdowns like this, you want to really understand the nuts and bolts, the pieces that make this type of fighting viable. And again, most traditional Chinese boxing styles from the northern parts of China, including things like Taiji, Xing Quan, and so on, use this type of strategic doctrine. I've only just scratched the surface, but in my soon to be released online course, I'll be diving a lot deeper. So guys, stay tuned for that. It's coming out in just a few days. Anyways, thank you guys as always for joining me on my journey. I salute yours. Peace.